Okay, we have the next Kriya exercise, lesson 15. We discuss Neti, the third Kriya exercise, described in chapter 2 of the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, Sutra 29. Then Neti is described. Insert through the nasal passage a smooth thread of the length of a handspan and draw it out through the mouth. This is called Neti by the Siddhas. It's interesting again that Svatmarama refers to some form of authority. This is called Neti by the Siddhas. Siddhas are advanced yogis who possess the supernatural abilities called siddhas. It again means that you must be properly initiated to learn this. From a siddha, a guru, like he said in another sutra with another kriya. These are these little hints that most people overlook. Insert through the nasal passage a smooth thread of the length of a handspan and draw it out through the mouth. Even visualizing doing that hurts. The tissue in the sinuses is so incredibly sensitive and vulnerable. It would immediately get damaged if you try something like this. Not only that, the same as with the other two, you damage that valuable protection layer. The mucus that is covering that precious tissue, that sensitive tissue, will be damaged by this exercise. Yoga is not about damaging, yoga is about healing. So you should immediately be alarmed by an exercise like this. Of course, there is another form of neti, using a neti pot. Many yoga practitioners do indeed have a neti pot, which is in fact a medical device. But that is not this neti, that is not this exercise. But a neti pot, if you have a neti pot, do not use it in a ritual way by using the neti pot on a daily basis in a ritual way. It's a medical device that you use when your sinuses are clogged, when you have a cold. You put lukewarm water in the neti pot with a pinch of salt, and you open your airways by the use of the neti pot. So only when you have a need for it, you use it, not in a ritualistic way. So what is Neti about? Neti and the next exercise constitute the meditation element, the mind control element that is needed for pranayama, for energy control. So we go back to Tao Ti. Energy in. You swallow the piece of cloth from the mouth, through the throat, through the heart, to the stomach. You let it soak and you pull it out again. Shiva in, Shakti out. Then we had Vashti. You suck up water through the anus, symbolically. Shakti in, Shiva out. So you have been made familiar with the energy flows in the first two exercises. Now you add the mental element to it. You don't pull a thread through your nasal passage The nose is the function of Muladhara chakra, which lies in the center. Remember, symbolically, the chakras lie alongside the spine. But symbolically, they lie within one another. You have Ajna chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, Manipura, Svadhisthana, Muladhara in the center. So what is this about? It's drawing your attention to the center of the head, where we have discovered nada. So this is the start of the meditation element that you need to perform energy control. This sounds very primitive in a way, but that's only because you are all highly educated. You must see this from the light of uneducated people, which was almost everybody thousands of years ago. So people needed to learn about energy, about subtle phenomena in a very simplistic way, very primitive way, step by step. And that's what you're doing with these Kriya exercises. You will see with Trataka, it starts making sense what we are doing here. The Neti on its own, it's something that is very obvious for you as an educated person, but very new concept for a totally illiterate, uneducated person. Shiny, come in. Hey, come in. Why? Come in. Come on. Everybody wants to see you and say hello to you.
Hello.
So, we keep it simple. What we do is, before we concentrate on nada, we start with Dauti. Shiva in, Shakti out. Or, if that is still something you cannot connect with, visualize swallowing a piece of cloth, entering the stomach and then pulling it out again. The same with Vashti, Shakti in, Shiva out. If you still cannot connect with that concept, imagine sucking up water and expelling it through the anus. The fact that your attention is there, your concentration is there, moves energy. Whether you do that with visualization of the piece of cloth and sucking up water, or directly connecting with the feeling of energy. Okay? Then the third Kriya is Neti, but we're already there. We've already done this from the beginning of the course. You move your attention to the center of the head. If you hear nada, you concentrate on nada. If nada is not there yet, you push with your finger between your eyebrows and you concentrate on that impression. That's it. And I dare say a child can do it. Child actually is better able to do this than an adult, because adults are cynical, critical, while children are very open-minded and full of fantasy.